Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We're going to start shortly. Thanks for waiting. Thanks again for joining us this afternoon. My name's Matthew. I'm from Liverpool John Moores University. We're just going to hang on one more minute to allow a few more people to join us. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. Thank you. Great, we will make a start. Thanks again for joining us this afternoon, this evening, wherever you're listening from. I'm joined here today by representatives from a number of universities across the UK. It's fantastic to have the opportunity to chat with you. We're going to talk to you today about how to choose a university in the UK, and you're going to hear from the 6 universities present, and we'll give you the opportunity to ask us some questions, just some real practical information. As this is a Zoom webinar, you can ask questions on the Q&A section. You just press the Q&A button, type your question. By all means, type a question at any point during the presentation. Some of us will be able to type an answer to you, and some of those questions we'll answer together at the end. This presentation is a series of presentations that we're doing, and as you would have seen when you signed up, you can listen to previous presentations and you'll be able to listen to this presentation in the future as well. Let me introduce my colleagues around the virtual room. I'll start with Jill.
Hello, I'm Jill. I'm from the University of Central Lancashire, and we're up in the northwest of England.
Thanks, Jill. And we have Ian.
Hi there, my name's Ian. I work for Northumbria University, Newcastle, and we're based in the northeast of England.
That's great. Going a bit further south, Hamza.
Hello, I'm Hamza and I'm from Nottingham, Trent University, and we're based in the middle of the country, the Midlands.
Great, and we'll drop right down to the south coast of the UK. Emma.
Hello, I'm Emma and I'm from the University of Portsmouth, which is an hour and a half from London in the south of the UK.
And finally, near to Portsmouth, we've got Diane.
Hi, I'm Diane from the University of Kent. We're in Canterbury in the southeast of the UK, about an hour from London.
Fantastic. So it's really good to be with you all this afternoon. As I say, do take the opportunity to ask us questions. The wonderful Diane is going to walk us through a presentation about how you can make that great decision to come and study in the UK. How do you choose? And then we look forward to answering your questions later. Thanks very much, Diane.
Thank you. Right. Now, I shall try and share. Is that okay? Can you see that? Yeah.
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Perfect. Good. Right. I shall begin then. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm just going to briefly have a look at a few points about maybe why you should come and study in the UK, and hopefully some practical tips on how to choose the ideal university for you. So just a few things about really why should you go to university. You know, it's a big decision. You're going to be leaving your home country, leaving your family and friends. Why bother? So we think that really it's to improve your career prospects and to give you chances in the future so that you can have a great career and earn lots of money, hopefully. You also will develop knowledge and expertise in a particular subject, one hopefully that you will enjoy, and enable you to pursue a career that you are really passionate about, so that you lead a very successful, fulfilled career. And for personal growth as well, you will learn lots of new things, not just academic things, but you will learn some independence. You will grow as a person individually. And last but not least, it's great fun. It's really good fun at university. It's not all about studying and learning things. You've got to have a good time as well. So why really should you think about studying abroad? And a few things we've come up with are to get that cultural immersion. So you meet people from other countries, other cultures, learn all sorts of things about different cultures. Again, connected to the personal growth, you will have a great sense of independence, which will be scary at first, but once you've got used to it, you'll have a great feeling of achievement and independence. I'm sure most of you, or if not all of you, are great at English and haven't got a problem with it, but you will obviously be completely immersed in English, so your language skills will improve considerably. You'll have increased maturity and confidence. You'll be able to go down different academic paths, explore new things, and very importantly, it will help you stand out from competitors when you're looking for a job. It's a great thing to have on your CV, that you've studied at a university overseas. And again, last but not least, you will be making friends with people from all over the world. I went to university last century, so a long time ago, but still some of my best friends are people who I met at university. So you will continue those friendships for hopefully for the rest of your life. But studying abroad, I mean, it used to be that if you wanted to take a degree in a different, in English, then your options were to go to the UK or the US or Canada or Australia, New Zealand. But now there are lots of different options for you to study a degree in English. So it really isn't a question of what's good or what's bad. It's just you have to find the right place for you and the right environment for you. Now, why we think you should study in the UK? Generally, it's to do with the main reasons, I suppose, time and money. A bachelor's degree in the UK usually is just 3 years, whereas in other countries it's 4 years. So you graduate quicker, and this has an impact on the cost as well. So obviously you only pay 3 years tuition fees, accommodation, etc., rather than 4 years. You don't delay starting your career, so you're ahead of some people starting your career, or future studies. You can get a master's degree in 1 year in the UK, so in 4 years you could graduate with a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, if that's what you want to do. Also, now there are lots of work opportunities in the UK now that we have got a post-study work visa, which means after you graduate, you can stay in the UK and work or look for work for a further 2 years. Study in the UK is quite different to other countries, maybe because you specialise in the subject that you have chosen. So you don't have to study things that maybe you're not that interested in. I know that possibly in the States, you might do lots of different programmes, and you may not be hugely interested in them. So in the UK, we specialise and focus on the programme that you're studying. There's a great choice of programmes in the UK and universities. So you can study just about anything. Yeah, wide variety of programmes. We've got hundreds of years of experience of university education, and UK education is seen as being a quality education throughout the world. As I said before as well, you'll get a very multicultural experience. I know most universities, we have maybe 130, 150 different nationalities on campus. So it is very multicultural, as is the UK in general. The UK is very accessible from everywhere in the Middle East. There are direct flights, not just to London, but to many of the regional airports as well. So very accessible and doesn't take a huge amount of time. And if you would like to explore further afield, it's very accessible easy to get into Europe if you want weekends or holidays to go and explore further. So how do you choose your university or course? There are hundreds of institutions and thousands of courses. So how do you actually choose what is right for you? So we've split things into the 4 C's. So we'll look at the course, the content, the campus, and the city. So first of all, the course. It's very important, obviously, that you choose a course that you're interested in. But what kind of study are you looking for? Is it quite an academic subject that you want, or more vocational? A vocational course is one which is very much geared up to a career, so to a profession. So things like accountancy, yeah, medicine maybe is vocational. So, you know, really skills that you learn to be successful in a particular job, or academic programs which maybe are a little bit more book-based, I suppose, more academic. And then there are ones that are just purely for interest. So things, you know, that you're particularly interested in, maybe some of the design, art and design kind of programs. You do those because you really love doing them. Think about how you like to study. Each of us have different ways of learning. Which is the best way for you to learn? Because different courses, different universities are structured in a different way. Sometimes there may be more of an emphasis on big lectures. Others may have more workshops. How do you like to be assessed? Do you perform well with coursework or in exams? Do you like writing essays, or are you more interested in doing practical work? So think of these things. What do you particularly, how do you like to study? And then you can find on the university web pages in the information about the courses, how things are taught. So you can really find, okay, I want to do a lot of practical work, not so many lectures. Let me find a course that will give me the combination of methods of study that you want. And what type of programme are you looking for? Most of you probably will be looking for year one onto a bachelor's degree. There are different types of bachelor's degrees. You can have joint or single honours, where you might do either one single subject, such as law, or you can combine them, like law and criminology. So have a little think about, okay, what is it that you want to study? Is it two things together or just one subject? A sandwich course or industrial placement, whatever you want to call it. Lots of programmes give you the opportunity to work for 1 year. Is that important to you? If it is, you need to find a course that will give you that option. And the same as with a year abroad. Lots of courses will give you the option of doing an extra year where you go and study in another country. If that's important, pick one of those. You may need to do an international foundation programme if you haven't quite got the entry requirements for year one. Not so popular are foundation degrees, which are 2-year degrees, which are not full bachelor's degrees. So there are different types of programmes that you can choose from. So have a little think about exactly what it is you want to study. Have a look at the content of the programme. So it's up to you to do quite a bit of research, really. In many universities, you can have the same title of degree, but the content will be slightly different. So here I've got 2 of our universities, but the same programme, accounting and finance, and you can see there's a slight difference in the modules. So really have a look in depth at what it is the university is offering in that programme, just to make sure that it covers the subjects that you're interested in. So then we move on to campus. So some of us are a campus university, and where everything is all in one place. Now, this is my university, University of Kent. This is our main campus, Canterbury. Everything is here in one place. So your tuition, accommodation, socialising, sports facilities, they're all in one place. Whereas Portsmouth, University of Portsmouth, is a city campus, which means the university is a bit more spread out through the city. So you have buildings type of more integrated into the city. Again, neither one is good or bad. It's just your personal choice. One isn't better than the other. It's just how do you see yourself fitting in? Would you like to be where everything's all together, or more dotted around a city? The next one to think about is the city or location, basically. And a few questions here that you need to ask yourself. How far is it to the airport? Is that important to you? It might not be important. What's the cost of living? Is it near the coast? Is that important to you? If you like going scuba diving every weekend, then probably being near the coast is a good thing. So have a little think about what's important to you in location. Do you want to be in a big city, or is a smaller city, or you know, more like a town? Is that more suited to your personal preference? So have a think about these things. Now, to help you choose, this is something which may help you. Have a little think about what is important for you. There's a few things that I've put here, like the location, is the course, presumably the course is important to you, the accommodation, the social facilities, the social life, what is important to you, and put mark out a grid, say 0 to 5, and then look at each university and score them on a 0 to 5 basis on each of those criteria, and then join the dots up. And the bigger the surface area, the more suited that university is to what is important for you. Now, it's a very personal choice. Each person's things will be different. So, as I say, it's really up to what you want to do and where you want to be. Not necessarily where your friends are, or, I mean, sometimes that is important, but it's your personal choice. So, just very quickly looking at some entry requirements, you've got to make sure that your academic qualifications fit with the university that you're looking at. Now, obviously, you might have heard of the universities of Oxford and Cambridge. If you're not getting 42 in IB, for example, there's no point in even looking at those, in applying for them. So there are some universities that you think, okay, that's not, I don't think I'm going to reach their entry requirements, and you need to be quite honest with yourself. So look at the entry requirements of the courses and the universities you want to go with, to make sure they match with your qualifications and what you think you will get in your final exams. So, as I say, entry requirements will vary a lot from university to university and course to course. Usually they will be stated as A-levels or IBs, but all of us will accept many, many different curricula. You'll have to look for those on the web pages. We usually have them on the country web pages. But if you are studying something that isn't A-level or IB, then contact any of us and we will be able to let you know what the entry requirements are. So yeah, contact us, and some degrees may ask for specific subjects, some may ask for a portfolio or even an interview. So have a look at each course and university entry requirements to make sure that you can meet those entry requirements. And the same for the English language qualifications as well. Most of us, well, all of us will take the Ielts, but also many other qualifications if you're coming for a bachelor's degree. If you've done IB, English or GCSE, then we will accept those as well. So very quickly, to apply to a UK university, there are generally two ways. You can either apply through Ucas. I'm sure you've all heard of Ucas, and your school's counsellors are helping you with Ucas applications, or you can apply direct to the university. You can't do both. So you have to choose, okay, if I'm making a Ucas application, usually you cannot apply direct to the university in addition. So you can't have your 5 choices and another 10 choices with ones that you apply direct to. The deadline for Ucas applications this year is, well, for 2022 is January the 26th. The deadline for medicine and Oxford and Cambridge and some others is the 15th of October, so that's been and gone. And we would need predicted grades and references from your teachers, from your schools, so be nice to them, and a personal statement where you tell us why you want to do the programme. And lastly, some other resources for you and what to do now. There's lots of information on the Ucas websites. You can search for courses on the Ucas website. Look at the entry requirements, as I say, to make sure that you meet those entry requirements. And if you can, visit the university. A lot of us are doing virtual open days, and I'm sure if you contact any of us, we can get you to talk to academics or people within our universities if you want more information about the specific programme. And then make your choices, and then do your exams, get accepted to university, pack your bags, come here and have a great time. So I think that was that from me. As Matthew said, do pop any questions that you have in the Q&A section. And we'd be very happy to answer any questions that you might have. I'm now going to hand over to Emma, who's going to talk to us a little bit about the University of Portsmouth.
Brilliant, thank you, Diane. Lots of great information there, thanks. So we're just going to go through each university now, and I work at the University of Portsmouth, which is down on the south coast of the UK. So it's about 90 minutes on the train from London Waterloo, so really accessible to London, but very much recommend living in Portsmouth rather than living in the big smoke. It's also a lot cheaper to live in Portsmouth, and we have been named as one of the most affordable cities in previous years for students. It's, as Diane has rightly said and explained and shown a map of very clearly, that we are a city centre based campus, but it's not a huge city. So everything is within 5, 10, 15 at the most walking distance from each other, whether that be the coastline, the shopping centre, your halls of residence, everything is really close together. So it's a much cheaper place to live because you're not going to be paying out once you're here for transport. In terms of courses, we have well over 200 courses at undergraduate level to choose from. So a big range there, and 5 different faculties that they're in. The grades that we're looking for on average are around 3 Bs at A level. IB is around 28 to 30, something like that. We will take a whole range of curriculums, whether that's the Indian curriculum, the local Arabic curriculum, we will take all of them, and it depends what you're studying as to what we'll accept. So I'm just giving you the kind of example that 3 Bs is what we look for from A levels. In terms of costs, our fees are around 15,500 to 17,600, depending on which course you're going for, whether it's lab-based or classroom-based. And we do have some scholarships available. So a lot of nationalities can gain a £1,600 discount. We call it a scholarship, and it's for just for year 1 of the course. We also have a merit-based scholarship, which is £5,000, and that is for 10 different nationalities, and you have to put your name forward and go on a panel. It's more, about your academic progress, basically. So if you've got any more questions, please do put them in the chat. We'd be happy to answer them. And I'm going to pass on to my next colleague, which is... And it's Jill. There we
The
go.
anticipation. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Jill. I'm from the University of Central Lancashire, and as I mentioned before, we're up in the northwest of England in a city called Preston. So Preston is a relatively small city centre, but it has absolutely everything that you need. So you don't need to travel beyond the city, but it's very easy to do if you wanted to. It's a great central location for being able to explore the rest of the UK while you're here. We have got like a river that runs through the city as well, so that brings like a nice country feel to it, lots of beautiful park spaces, so it's that best of both worlds with the city and the country living. We've actually got 4 campuses. 3 of them are located in the UK. You would generally be based in Preston. If you're studying on one of our medical programs, it's likely that you will spend time at our other campuses as well. And we have a campus in Cyprus, so if that was something that you were interested in, it's something that we can look at for you as well. But the Preston campus that we're talking about today, it's about 2 hours from London. That's on a direct train. So as I said before, it is really easy to get up and down the UK and explore. And crucially, really, it's very easy to get home to the Middle East as well. So we are located about 50 minutes away from Manchester Airport, and that's on a direct train line from the city centre. So it's really, really easy to get about. It's a small city, very multicultural. We're very affordable, both in terms of our fees and the living and accommodation costs as well. We're home of the UK's first KFC, so that's #1 tourist destination while you're studying with us at the university. But to look at the other things, our portfolio of courses, we've got about 300 undergraduate programs, so there's a lot of different courses that we offer that you can look at. We've got quite an employment focus on these courses as well, so you know, students will gain the skills and experience that you need in industry in order to be successful, and so that's why we see a lot of our graduates are either in employment or further study once they've left with us, and they also come out with fantastic results as well because they've been able to combine the academic side with the practical elements as well. It kind of meshes everything nicely together. It might have cut off on the bottom of the screen of the tuition fees I've just noticed. So our bachelor programs, we've tried to simplify. So we just have one standard course fee. So it's £14,250 per year for most of our bachelor programs. Of course, things like medicine are going to be more expensive. This year, they're £46,000 per year. We do offer bursaries and scholarships, much like Emma mentioned for Portsmouth. So we are able to try and reduce that tuition fee. Entry requirements, very flexible. I've put some of them on the screen, but if you have specific questions, happy to answer those in more detail for you. And I'll take that flipping over as my cue to move on to, I think it was Ian.
Thank you very much, Jill. Hello, everyone. As I mentioned, my name's Ian. I work for Northumbria University, Newcastle, and we're based in the northeast of England in a lovely city called Newcastle upon Tyne. If any of you do follow football, you might be aware that we have a Premier League football team. There's been a recent takeover, so there's going to be a lot of investment from the Middle East and a lot more action going on from the Middle East within our city as well. We are what I would regard as a large university. We have over 30,000 students studying with us. And in fact, one in every 5 or so students that live, people that live within the city centre is a student. So the city campus, it is a city-based campus, is very much geared towards the student population within the city of Newcastle itself. We love to mention that we welcome in over 130 different nationalities to our university. And it's a very multicultural place, a very friendly place. It might sound strange to say, but a lot of companies will open call centres in the city of Newcastle, because people in the UK associate the accent, the Geordie accent, with being friendly. And I think that that's a real representation of just how friendly the people of Newcastle are. In terms of the city living, 5 out of the last 8 years, the city of Newcastle has been awarded the best student city by What Uni over the past 8 years. So we're very, very proud of that as well. In terms of subject areas that you might be interested in, we have over 200 undergraduate programs, but particularly from the Gulf region, we get a lot of interest in business, engineering, computer science, particularly cybersecurity and artificial intelligence, for example. Our entry requirements, depending on what you're studying, we accept loads and loads of international qualifications. And if you are curious as to whether your international qualifications are acceptable, you can go onto our website and look at each individual country page and have a look at whether you meet the entry requirements. In terms of A-level, if you're considering it from an A-level perspective, we'll be typically looking at an A and 2 Bs, or for certain courses at 3 Bs, or at IB level, really a score of 28 and above, ensuring that you've got 5s in your higher level subjects will probably be enough for us for most of our courses. We charge £16,000 in terms of tuition each year, and we do have our global scholarship, which is an automatic fee reduction for anyone that comes and joins us in first year. So this is not something that you need to apply for. It's not based on your academics. It's something that we will guarantee, and it would mean that you pay £14,000 in your first year of study with us. So on that note, I will pass over to my next colleague, who is Diane. Over to Diane.
Oops. Right, okay, sorry, I'm having a few technical issues here. So, University of Kent, we are located in the southeast corner of the UK. We've got 2 campuses, one in Canterbury, one in Medway. Each of them, it takes about an hour to get into the centre of London. As I mentioned before, we're a campus university, so everything is all in one place. Very beautiful location, all very green. About 15-20 minutes walk into the centre of Canterbury. Canterbury is quite famous for its cathedral. The Archbishop of Canterbury is the head of the Church of England, and this is where your graduation ceremony would be, should you wish to come to Kent. We have lots of different programmes spread out amongst 7 divisions, so anything from business, law, computing, engineering, architecture. We're well known for biosciences, all sorts of different programmes. Entry requirements for law, it tends to be quite high, so 2 A's and a B, maybe ABB. But for most programmes, we would be looking for maybe 3 B's. If you're doing IB, again, most of our programmes we're looking for 30. For law, and architecture, it's 34. Or we just look at what you have done in your higher level subjects. And along with all of the others, we accept all sorts of different curricula. We have some scholarships for international students. Some of them are automatic, so if you get 35 points or more in your IB or 3 A's at A level, you get an automatic £2,000 scholarship, and there are £3,000 scholarships available for people who apply for them. You need to apply for those. Lots of other things that you can do. We have work placements. We've got Kent Extra, where you can learn all sorts of other things outside of your programme of study. We have our own International Foundation programme, lots of different clubs and societies, and accommodation on campus for all our students, should you wish. Right, I shall now pass over to, it's very exciting, to Hamza, Nottingham Trent.
Yes, so hello everybody. Nottingham Trent University is where I am from, based in Nottingham. We have 3 campuses in Nottingham. So we have a city campus, a Clifton campus, and a Brackenhurst campus as well, all located within Nottingham. Most of the courses that you may be interested in would be regarding our city campus and our Clifton campus. We do our animal, rural and environmental science courses at our Brackenhurst campus as well. So we started as an art and design school, is where we're particularly strong with some of our courses, but we do have a prestigious business school and law school as well. And one of our biggest strengths is the sort of links with industries that we have. So the reason why we have these links with industry is because many of our undergraduate courses offer placement opportunities, and we're actually top 10 in the UK for offering these types of placements as well. So we have a wide range of courses, as you can see the schools on there as well. And if there's a course that you're not too sure if we do offer, you can see the link on the screen. You can follow that to have a look at all the courses that we have available. Our fees do range from about 15,200 all the way up to actually 16,200 now. It is very much course dependent, but the more expensive courses are our science and technology and art and design courses as well. And we also have a wide range of scholarships. So this year we have scholarships ranging from £2,000 off the first year of study all the way up to 50% off the first year and £2,000 off the remaining years as well. All of our scholarships you would have to do a scholarship application for, but more information can be found on our website, and this information is sent to all students who receive an offer from us as well. So you will never get an opportunity where you will miss communication regarding our scholarships. So I believe now it is just Matthew, that's our last one.
Thanks, Hamza. Thank you so much, everyone, for sticking with us. Special thanks to Diane for her presentation. Really appreciate it. So a little bit about Liverpool, John Moores. I'm not going to take much of your time. So I'm based in the city of Liverpool, which is in the northwest of the UK, near to the city of Manchester. We're 2 hours on the train from London, about 25,000 students here in Liverpool. We're a city-based university. That means that where you live, where you study, where you have your free time is in the heart of the city. We have a strong reputation in the UK for engineering programs, for architecture, sports, science, art, forensics, pharmacy. For example, our art programs are top 10 in the UK. Our sports science have a fantastic reputation. And you can see on the website, so on the screen, that the fees for those undergraduate courses are either £16,100 for like a business-based course, or £16,600 for engineering, for science, for architecture. But fantastically, we do give a £3,000 tuition discount for self-funded students. So, for example, if you were coming to study engineering with us, such as mechanical engineering, mechatronic engineering, you would pay £13,600 each year for your 3 years of study. Like I say, it's a brilliant city to be in Liverpool. We've got some brilliant new facilities. We've just opened a fantastic student life building where the clubs and societies of the university are based, and next door to that is a brand new sports facility also. So please do ask us questions. I'm going to hand over to my colleague Emma, but thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thanks to everyone who's presented, particularly Diane. But we've just got a few questions come in, just a couple. And I just want to ask, I'll go to Jill. Do you have to take Ielts to come to the UK?
Not necessarily. It would be advisable that you check with the universities that you're applying to. but most universities will accept alternative English tests. Which tests they accept will come down to each individual university, but it's likely that they will accept the global English qualifications such as IGCSE, IB, and so on. But no, IELTS isn't always necessary. So just check before you go ahead and book one of those tests.
Okay, all right, thank you. And Hamza, does rankings matter when you apply to a UK university?
That's a good question. So you should use it as a barometer to sort of make your decision, but it's not just the ranking of the university you should really be looking at. I think each university that's on display here will have certain courses that they are ranked actually quite highly, if we're saying the Guardian University as well. So not just the overall ranking, but the course ranking. But also that there are other important questions that you should be asking universities. You could ask them about their style of teaching, if they offer placement opportunities. Just because a university is a high-ranked university doesn't necessarily mean that you will get a very good grade from that university. You do need to think about the things that will impact your study while you're at that university, and what support the university can give you so you can achieve your goals as well. And many of these factors are not reflected in some of the rankings as well. So the short answer is it's good to use it as a sort of starting point, but I personally wouldn't base my sole decision based on the rankings of the university.
Okay, all right, thanks, Hamza. So one last question we've had come in is just about applying to UK universities. So Ian, how many universities can a student apply to?
Yeah, so if you're applying through Ucas, you'll be able to apply for 5 different institutions. We should point out that there are actually numerous ways of applying to each institution as well. From our perspective, we would probably think that it would be best if you were to apply directly, if possible. The reason being is that we can have direct engagement with your application. You can speak directly to our applicant services teams, and they can help you with any of your queries. If you do apply through Ucas 5, I believe you can also apply for a 6th if you pay an additional fee, if you want to go and do that. So there's Ucas, you can apply directly to our universities via university websites. And equally, some of us work with agents, so you may have spoken to some of those in the past as well. I would just double check that that agent works with the particular university that you're interested in, but they'll also be able to guide your application and be able to support any kind of queries related to visas, etc. as well. So the short answer is, if you're applying through Ucas 5, pay a little bit more, 6.
Okay. And obviously we've mentioned about you're applying from different curriculums, and someone's asked about the APs. Matthew, will we accept APs, which is the American curriculum?
Yeah, absolutely. So the different universities here will accept a wide range of different qualifications. So for example, with AP courses, typically a lot of us would look for a number of things when accepting a student from an American high school curriculum. So we'd look at your overall GPA for your high school curriculum. We'd probably ask for your SAT score as well. And then typically 2 or 3 AP courses. So as an example, if you were applying to my university for something like engineering, the particular AP courses we'd be interested in would be maths and physics, but it might vary for a different subject. Perhaps if you're doing pharmacy, they might want to see some biology or some chemistry. So what you'll find is a lot of UK universities, when they look at a student who's done an American school curriculum, those AP courses give you the extra ability to demonstrate your specific subject strength, but you don't necessarily have to have 3, 4, 5 of those. It might be unique to the particular university or unique to the subject you want to study, as in that engineering example.
Okay. So I think that's everything, and thank you to everyone who's hung on till the end and listened to us for the whole time. I hope you found it useful and you've got something from it. And on the screen you can see our contact details there, so each of the university's contact details, and also WhatsApps as well. So if you've got any further questions, you want to come to us directly, please do. We are doing more of these talks, and we're also, this one has been recorded, so you can watch this or tell your friends about it, and then they can watch it later. But please do go onto our Strive Scan link and look up the other presentations that are coming up in the next few weeks. Thank you everyone for coming today.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.